Let's be honest, we talk a lot about red flags in dating, and for good reason. But sometimes, if we're so focused on what to avoid, we forget how to spot what we're looking for. You might be wondering, well, how do I look for the things that I want in a potential spouse? And that's what we're here to answer today. Because knowing what to walk away from is really good, but knowing what to walk towards, that is essential. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Laura Jean. I'm the founder of Let's Be Saints Co., a voice for millennial and Gen Z Catholics who are tired of casual flings and confusing advice and are ready to build a relationship that leads to marriage that is actually worth their yes. With a background in marriage and family theology and years of formation work, I bridge the gap between what the church teaches and what you're living right now. On dates, over text, and in every moment where your desire for love meets your call to holiness. Now let's be honest, the world has lost the map when it comes to love. It tells us to follow our heart, but doesn't teach us how to not be a slave to it. It tells us to celebrate independence, but never shows you how to build real intimacy. It hands you apps, opinions, and constant advice, but offers almost nothing when it comes to building a relationship that actually lasts. But there is another way. A way that leads to real intimacy, real commitment, and a love that reflects the heart of God. And that is what I am here to help you build. And in today's episode, we are talking about what to actually look for in a potential spouse that gives you a clue into whether or not they're ready for this type of commitment. And here's the thing. If you're a millennial or Gen Z Catholic and you've always thought to yourself, well, I want to marry someone who shares my faith, you're probably not just looking for someone who goes to Mass. You're looking for someone who is capable of living out the sacrament of marriage and the commitment that that requires. And that takes more than good vibes, shared hobbies. It takes virtue, maturity, willingness, and emotional readiness. So here are some green flags to look for when you're searching for your potential spouse. Number one, they take responsibility for their growth. They're not waiting for life or you to fix them. They are actively seeking healing, virtue, growth. They might reflect on their lives. They apologize if they ever do mess up. And they're becoming a better version of themselves on their own every day. These people can often have mentors or seek spiritual guidance or are open to feedback. These are really good things that lead you to believe that they are someone who is ready for a commitment of a relationship. Number two, confidence. They know who they are and they're secure in that. They're not tossed around by people pleasing or paralyzed by insecurity. They're not changing up who they are based on who their friend group is. They know what their values are, and they're rooted in their identity. They don't need a relationship to feel complete, but they desire to be in relationship. That is a huge difference. And they desire to give and receive love from a place of wholeness. That is really important. It's also about being confident without being controlling, right? Being humble enough without shrinking in the face of opposition. Number three, they communicate with clarity and kindness. They don't play games. They're not vague. They're not passive aggressive. They can name how they feel. They can ask for what they need, and they can listen well in return. Number four, they take their faith seriously. It's not just about checking boxes for them. They're actually seeking out their faith on their own. This shows up in how they treat people, treat you, how they speak to themselves, and how they make decisions. Number five, they are future oriented. What that boils down to is that they're looking to build something that actually lasts. They're not just in it for fun or validation or just companionship. They really are thinking long term. They want a family they're willing to sacrifice, and they want legacy. This can show up in ways that they talk about the future with a sense of hope and not fear. That's a really good way to see if this person is future oriented. Now, here's the thing. The best way to spot these green flags in someone else is actually to become someone who embodies these in yourself. Because when you're rooted, growing, and pursuing this virtue, then you'll be drawn to people who are doing the same thing. If you're tired of dating going nowhere or unsure of what to look for besides good vibes and being Catholic enough, let this be your reminder. There are good people out there. And the best way to spot them is to become that person yourself. If you want help to prepare for that kind of love, that's exactly what I do. Check out the resources below to learn how you can further your own journey, whether that looks like masterclasses or free resources or just following along for more. And if this video helped you, please give it a like, comment, and share it with a friend who might need to hear these things today. I'm cheering for you.